Hey y'all, what's up? It's Mila and I'm back with some Backstage. I know Saturday and Sundays was boring because y'all didn't have my Backstage reviews, but I'm back with some Backstage guys, okay? Because I did not know they wasn't going to show on no Saturday and Sunday. I'm like, I thought they was going to show up, but I guess they not because they starting back up with Mondays. Bam, I'm ready and I'm happy right now. If y'all hear that noise, that's Jer. She's eating some popcorn over there. So, it started off with Vanessa and her crew was in the freaking parking lot next to a car, so close to a car that Vanessa started moving around and her crutch freaking broke Maria's mirror. I mean, if it didn't shatter the glass, it literally broke Maria's mirror. The whole thing. I'm like, what kind of flimsy car does Maria have if it's just gonna break that easily? Like, what in it? Then they were just standing like, oops, it's my bad, I'm sorry. Like, no, you just broke somebody's mirror. This is Ella. You just broke somebody's mirror. Like, what's wrong with you? You know, Denzel was talking to Scarlett. You know, he said he's not going to direct his own video because he really don't feel like he's ready. But he's basically lying to Scarlett because, he told her that he just didn't want to do it. But he just not ready to do it. So they got to find a director that's talented, just as talented as them. So she was like, good luck with that because she's Scarlett the Starlet. I was like, she is not about to do no ballet throughout the whole video. They was going through all of the applicants and they was just giving them ideas. This guy wanted laser lights. They was like, no, what's wrong with you? And I was like, that's a pretty cool idea. So he was like, is somebody out there that I'm gonna like that is gonna do this for me? So he's like, I got a plan. So he was like, I don't have a plan. Meanwhile, Aliyah saw Miles' chair was empty. She's like, you would think it's just a normal day, but it's not just a normal day because he is in the freaking hospital. He's doing surgery. Like, she don't know what's gonna happen. And Jax was like, it is a tough day and all that stuff. So Miles' mom was gonna message Jax, he said, to go and do, say when he was out of the surgery, which I thought was really nice that she was gonna do that for him. And they're gonna make a get well song for him. So Jax kind of made the lyrics, but the lyrics was kind of sad. So she's like, be more optimistic. He's like, how am I gonna be more optimistic when my girlfriend just dumped me and my best friend's in surgery? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you doing this? But she wrote some good lyrics. And then Bianca was like, oh, well, do y'all guys need help? Because, she's Miles' friend too, kind of, sort of. Well, Miles isn't shading her. Then, yeah. And so Maria was like, you was choreographing when you smacked the mirror off of my car. That's what she was doing. So she was like, yeah. So she was like, I was just bumping. I wasn't dancing, just bumping. Anyway, so she's like, look, I'm going to tell the principal to shut down the group. So she's like, well, maybe we could get a real rehearsal thing and get an actual club. So if they gotta prove themselves to the panel, if they're good enough dancers, a whole dance group to get their own rehearsal time at the Prima spot in there. So they gotta prove to them so they will not get shut down because Sloan broke her wrist last year in that parking lot. So Maria is being so mean. She was like, you need to prove you this and that and all this. They ain't nothing and all that. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Anyway, Denzel asked Kit for some big time records because, she's DJ Diamond's assistant. So she's like, look, they work with Beyonce, Drake, and the Biebs. They're not going to try to work with you, boy. So then he overheard Austin saying something about the freaking Inception movie or whatever. So he's like, oh my God, you didn't answer my problems. And Austin was like, look, I don't even roll like that. Back up off me, boy. But yeah. So at first Austin didn't want to do the whole movie. He was like, I don't want to do your whole movie. So then he's like, no, come on, you gotta do it. Until he was like, Scarlett is here. So he needed a song before he can get his concept. So she sang the song. She sang it real good. So he's like, yes, yes, yes. He was like, I like it. I like it. We have a one shot through. It can be this way. It can be from that way. He wanted to do it. But so then he saw Aliyah. He was like, that's that the Dabble Me play girl or whatever. So it was like, yeah, that's Aliyah. So he's like, So Scarlett left. He's like, look, I want full control. He's like, yeah, okay. He's like, get rid of Scarlett. So Denzel was like, what? So he went and asked him. So then he's like, look, I need star power, dude. And then he was like, well, her name is Scarlett the Starlet. So he was like, look, haha, that's kiddie and funny. But if you want your amazing work to be seen, then you're going to have to give me the star. She's like, and I can call in a little favor about these camera packages. I'm like, wow. Do you do what you got to do? Or do you keep your friends close? That's the main question. That is, honestly, it is. It is. Aliyah kept crying, and Bianca was like, stop crying, stop doing this. Why are you always crying? We can't get through it. So she's like, I'm sorry that I'm not as strong as you. Okay? But then she started crying, and they all just started crying. It's like, oh my God, this is so sad. It was so sad. It was. It was so sad. I was so sad. But they ended up recording the song, and Jax was like, oh my god, Miles' mom just texted me. He's out of surgery. I was like, thank God. I didn't know what was about to happen, but this is what was happening while they was doing all of that. It's like, you know, none of the singers, there's like none of the singers and dancers interact with each other. So meanwhile, when they running around, you know, trying to do something for Miles, Vanessa's over there with her crew. She was like, this squad is not that. We're not about to do that. We're not about to be all prissy or whatever, get no club and all that. And then Vanessa was like, oh, you afraid to lose? So she's like, you got a choreograph and all this and that. She's like, maybe you afraid because you got that broken wrist. So this is what happened. They was rehearsing real good in them stairs. That girl in the front looked like Malia Obama. I'm like, is that Malia? She looked just like her. But yeah, so she was like, don't go outside, don't go outside. And Sloan was like, we're just gonna go outside real quick. So then she finally told the truth and told them that the principal was gonna, you know, suspend them or whatever, or get rid of their group if they kept doing that. So they was like, okay, so we have to impress them. They have to now. It's just like, if they don't do it, then then their little crew will be shut down. But I don't know how. I guess they would get suspended or get detention or something. But I don't know how. Like, they regular kids. I think they can meet up anytime they want to. So, anyway. But yeah. So, Denzel told Scarlett she, you know, was like, go ahead, use my song. I don't care. Don't give me no favors. Don't do this and that. So, it was really sad. Meanwhile, Cassandra was on the panel for the dancer. She's like, is this a conflict of interest? So she was like, I'm the dance captain. I'm always professional. Vanessa was like, okay, I don't believe you, but whatever. So they about to do it. They got to stay alive with the eyes, tell stories. So they started dancing. They did good. You know, they all got up in their faces like, what? Got up in their face and all this and that. They did good. Maria was like, look, they proved it. You can do it. Cassandra's like, I wasn't that impressed. It's a no. Then Miss Hellsworth was like, look, your technique is lacking. Your storytelling needs work. But that's what the studio's for. I was like, yeah. Then she's like, okay, well, you and your crew. I'm like, what is that? What is that? Huh? What is this? You and your crew or whatever the Prima's gonna donate 1 hour per week to their student time. But then guess what Cassandra did? She was like, congratulations, Vanessa, you just made the most powerful enemy you can. And I'm like, how is Cassandra gonna be a powerful enemy? What's she gonna do? Cut Vanessa's leg off or something? Like, how is she an enemy? But whatever, Cassandra. Anyway, they went to Miles's room, Alya, Bianca, and Jax, and it's like, should we sing? And I'm like, no, you shouldn't sing. What should he sleep? But they started singing, and it sounded so good. They was all singing, so they was all holding hands, they was crying. Then he woke up. I was like, Miles is alive, guys. He's breathing. So he was basically looking like, and I've been like, y'all just woke me up, like, whatever. But Alya was like, you look good. He's like, look higher. I'm like, okay. So yeah, so then Jack's like, I want to get on this too. And he's like, oh, sorry, stitches and all that, you know. So he couldn't really hug everybody else. So then for some reason, Bianca took Jax out the room. I'm like, y'all all should be there. But Alya was laid in the bed with Miles, and she started singing her song. And she was like, you know, you guys stay strong, everything's all right. She was like whispering, and they was like hugging. And then like that's when the show ended. I'm like, what? Then at the end, some guy was singing the song that they wrote. I guess they made it into a professional song. Like in real life, I guess they made it into a professional song. So I'm like, that's super cool. But I wish that they kind of had Bianca Jackson, Alya singing it. But yeah, so I'm glad Miles is alive. That's really a relief for me. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, because I didn't know if he was gonna make it. I didn't know if he was gonna make it. I was really scared. Me and Alya were scared. I did not know. I'm just like, okay. I did not know. And I don't know what's gonna happen with Scarlett and Denzel. I'm just like, I guess Austin wanted Alya because she was on the play and they needed star power. But so I'm pretty excited about Miles, and he's back and better than ever. And I cannot wait to see what's going to happen with Vanessa. She's choreographing now, and I think this is really good for her. She's taking her mind off of dancing with more dancing, but not by her. So, and we didn't see Carly, nor did we see Sasha in this episode, or Julie. So they was all like absent and all that. But thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.